Because I think you start out with what capacities do we have? What intelligences do we have? What knowledge do we still have from our years with Russia? How can all that be mobilized and offered to the rest of the world as it emerges? And then with future think tanks. That's why you may make sure you have one of those, because you can identify what will be the products and services and businesses in the future. And you begin to build those now. Early versions of them, and you talk to academics, we need courses taught in this, because we need to be in that businesses to be competitive, and we've got to start now because we're running behind. And so you challenge your academics.
So basically it's about the system of education.
All kinds of education, not just classroom education. Even with that, because we're in a major transformation change too. So while all these things are happening, it's time to strike, smart, understand the dynamics natural, put your resources on planning for the future, because get ready for it. When it happens, it's going to happen quickly, and you can't wait to start changing then. You've got to start changing now, so that when the then happens and the tipping points occur, you're ready. Have a plan in mind. Have ideas about education, healthcare, and the economy, and all those things. So turn Ukraine into a healthy society, no matter what Russians do. It's almost designing the new Ukraine.
Yeah.
And being able to explain why the old was what it was. It was because the leaders were, because the population was, and because your environmental factors were, and that, but you can't let that define your future. And so it's that kind of, it's rather passive in one sense, but it's very positive and very mindful of the technologies, and because of social technologies. I mean, the kids are going to, and so it's...
If you would be helping design this new Ukraine, if you would be the advisor for some decision makers, what would be the first steps to make?
Oh, the first thing would maybe go out 10 years or 15 years. What's the world going to be like? Alert people to what the changes are, because the trend lines are there and the challenges are there. So to kind of paint a portrait of what would be an ideal adaptive system in a new world, because you're hitting a new target. You're not trying to hit the target today, because today's not going to last much longer as it is. And so that's what I call a visionary. You're planning a future point, and you've done futures research, and you have pretty good evidence that you've gathered all the studies in Russia and elsewhere of the future, and you focus on them so you can say, see where we're headed, see where we're headed, because they can't deny that. Don't be left behind. Don't be left behind. Be patient. Don't be impulsive. Don't be driven off by radical attempts. Maintain your dignity at all costs. Realize your great history and tradition that's in the memory of people still alive, as well as some of the older set. Tend to your youth, awaken their huge creativity, energy, and see to it that their needs are met, but don't pamper them. That's the last thing that you want to do. Expect them to be responsible as soon as possible, and get them engaged in the kind of learning, training experiences that you have, either in scouting, in churches, in civic clubs, and after-school programs. Develop that human capability as well. And then the sky is yours, and the potentials are amazing, and someday we'll see the birth of the new Ukraine.